Hey guys, what's up? Spectre here, and today fans across the globe were treated to a 15-minute cut of all-new Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay. I know we've all been waiting, so let's just get right to it. This new cut of gameplay is divided into multiple sections to make all this new info easier to digest for fans. In the first, we learn about the Pacifica District, a failed tourist destination impacted by rampant global unrest. In the face of this uncertainty, all the investors funding development in the Pacifica District pulled out, leaving the migrant workforce used in heavy labor to fend for themselves. As the video rapidly cuts to different spots around the city, we can begin connecting the dots between gameplay and recent screenshots. We've seen this building before, but we now know it's this same club that we've also seen a few shots of. Additionally, this screenshot of Placide overlooking Pacifica is from this gameplay moment. With such rampant gang violence across the district, you'll need a fast set of wheels to get from A to B quickly. We get another shot of the motorcycle as well as an armored car. I also noticed in the UI that sections of the city unlock as you explore. We also get a glimpse at the night markets of Pacifica. When the corporate wars resulted in halted or even lost shipments of tech, those looking for goods, both legal and otherwise, would resort to organizing nightly bazaars for those brave enough to visit. A brief look at the merchant menu gives us a few new details as well. We can see both clothing and tech in the form of daemons on a small implant chip are available for purchase. The UI also provides a side-by-side comparison when buying new clothing and cosmetics. And finally, a glimpse at our inventory. Starting at the top left, we can see a space for implants, as well as something else just below it. On the right of V, we can see slots for shirts, jackets, hinting at layered clothing, pants, and shoes, along with an assortment of clothing further right. There are also sub-menus for cyberware and crafting. And for those of you who like stat tracking, you can easily see all your resistance stats at a glance in the lower right. After leaving the night market, we move on to the Grand Imperial Mall, the last place in Pacifica to lose its funding. This massive ghost mall plays home to the juiced-up gang, the Animals. The gang seems to be consolidating power and has acquired some pretty heavy-duty tech. Their rivals, the Voodoo Boys, need your help to figure out just what's going on, bringing us to the next section: gangs. These lovable scamps are the Voodoo Boys. They are by far the most skilled gang of netrunners in the district, but they need your help. You'll have to choose whether or not to trust them as you work together to uncover what the Animals are up to. This is what you're after: a high-tech van recently procured by the Animals. It's also worth pointing out that the subtitles are translated in real time whenever other characters speak a different language, a nice visual flourish. That brings us to some of the RPG systems, character creation in particular. You'll begin with your background story from one of 3 life paths. First, the Nomad. Its description reads, roaming the Badlands, looting scrapyards, raiding fuel depots. Life on the road wasn't easy, but growing up in a nomad clan has its perks: honesty, integrity, and a love of freedom. Qualities that few in Night City possess and no amount of money can buy. Followed by Street Kid. They say if you want to understand the streets, you gotta live them. Gangs, fixers, dolls, small-time pushers. You are raised by 'em all. Down here, the law of the jungle dictates weak serve the strong, the only law in Night City that you have yet to break. And finally, corporate. Few leave the corporate world with their lives, fewer still with their soul intact. You've been there, you've bent the rules, exploited secrets, and weaponized information. There's no such thing as a fair game, only winners and losers. This choice will be important, as your life path choice will unlock special options throughout the story. And of course, we couldn't pass up this shot of the character creator, which now looks completely retooled from the first gameplay demo. Players will choose their skin tone, eye color, and other basic attributes like nose, mouth, facial hair, and even hairstyle, but also surface wiring. There will also be starting stats to choose from at the game's outset, and an extensive skill tree to navigate as you level up the skills that you'll actually need to cater to your playstyle, allowing for hybrid and specialized builds. In this demo, we're treated to 2 different builds: a powerful solo, users of guns and melee attacks, and a netrunner, a user of technology, taking command of the battlefield by hacking and employing black market tech. Our first look is at a solo. Using cybernetically enhanced strength, players will be able to rip guns from mounted turrets or even pry open locked doors. You can also grab strong enemies and use them as meat shields. You'll also have high defense stats, allowing you to stand up to the biggest and baddest enemies in Night City. Players will also be given the choice to spare characters in order to facilitate no-kill playthroughs. Now look at the Netrunner build. This is perfect for those of you who rely on subterfuge and sabotage, striking from the shadows only when necessary. You'll use your cyber deck to breach multiple access points. Navigating this hacking minigame will allow you to access a single piece of tech or even other nodes in a local network. In a world where almost everything is connected, almost anything can be hacked and can be used to kill enemies, as we saw, or even just distract them or disarm them. Nanowire will allow you to hack from a distance. Speaking of hacking, let's go back to the cyber. Cyberspace is a place you can actually visit by jacking in. It's a space that was once lawless and vast, but after a cyber attack, Black Wall was created. This virtual wall now cordons off most of the net, and it's the Voodoo Boys who are looking to break through it. Netwatch is the government organization that seeks to stop them. This is just one of the conflicts that you'll have to navigate, choosing sides as you see fit. You won't only be dealing with gangs and corporations, but with ghosts as well. This demo closes out with a teaser about the mysterious chip inside V, allowing the digital ghost of Johnny Silverhand, the revolutionary-turned-musician, to live in your head. Apparently, even he can be your enemy depending on your choices. Personally, I loved absolutely everything I saw today, and now that the gameplay has finally been made public, I hope that the floodgates are now open for more regular Cyberpunk news, especially as we barrel towards its release date. But that's it for this Cyberpunk gameplay breakdown. For those of you who'd like to check out the gameplay uninterrupted, I've linked it in the description, as well as a few of my latest Cyberpunk news roundups. Make sure to sub for more coverage of this game and of games like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.